Okay, we made quick mention of it earlier, but let's take a look at this Add Code button now, because it's quite important. This is a really great way to create code and to basically remember or learn what you're doing with all the stuff that we've looked at over this chapter. For example, the variable assignments, if statements, loops, for loops, while loops, repeat, tables, etc. It's all here. And I encourage you guys to go through and just, it's a very short list, so it's worth it to sit down and add one of these to your code and see what each one does. For example, if I choose while loop, you can see here it sets up a while loop, it's fully commented, and they even set it up with some test values so that we can understand at a glance what we're dealing with, and we can just come in here and switch these values to suit our own application. For example, here if I choose a function, it sets the function up and it actually gives us a bunch of example values within the function. If I choose a how about a table constructor, we'll use an associative one, you see it actually sets up a table. So we could go through here and we can actually just change these values to suit what we wanted for our application. So the Add Code button is a very powerful way to leverage this code into your scripts and your projects. Now the bottom line here is of course that nowadays a lot of us are working in a lot of different scripting languages, and we're sort of going back and forth, and you often can't retain a lot of that stuff, or you can't set aside a certain amount of memory just for a scripting language that you end up using maybe once a month. So this is a very important button for people who are constantly working on different projects and can never recall the syntax, for example, behind these particular things. And it's a great way to just get started too. If you want to just learn, you can go ahead and I'm just going to wipe my code clean. You can just go ahead and go Add Code, for loop with step, and sit here and check it out. Here, it sets up the minimum, the maximum values, the step value, and you can see that it actually steps through this for loop and how it works. And you can go through and put in your own dialog messages and fool around and see how they work. But at any rate, that's the Add Code button, and it's a very valuable way to leverage most of the functions and functionality that we've been discussing in this chapter.